All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone to rule well and teach well. Peace and salutations unto the elect, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And the title of this video is going to be, Now is not the time to be an unbeliever, all right, slash atheist, slash agnostic, okay, or something to that effect. Okay, because right now we're living in a time, as we're literally just a few days away, or 2 or 3 days away from the year 2022. Okay, where a lot of prophecies and a lot of judgments are definitely going to take place in the year 2022. And Lord willing, the year 2022 also is the year that Yahweh Shai comes back to deliver, all right, his elect. All right, but we know that according to Bible prophecy, that before Yahweh Shai comes, a lot of prophecies are gonna have to take place. That's going to try our faith and test our faith. And by us, I'm talking about those of us that are of the hopeful elect. Okay, leading up to the days of him coming back. Okay, because here it is, you have this devil Esau Edom, intensifying more and more with his Operation Warp Speed and his propaganda. Okay, to usher in his NWO agenda. Okay, set up the image of his beast system. In the midst of all those things, he's getting ready to put things in place, to tempt your flesh. Because when you look at the direction that this world is going in, okay, you have these jab mandates, which are going to threaten, millions and millions of people's jobs, livelihoods, and threaten their access to everyday daily essentials. Okay, and then as well, pretty soon that's going to evolve into the Charagma, all right, the Revelation 13 and 16. All right, you're gonna have all types of chaos and disruption, taking place all over the country over all these particular things. Race riots, sedition among men. People rebelling against the government. Martial law, and not to mention, you have these heathens. Every now and then they keep popping back up with this talks of zombies and zombie apocalypse and mutations and all those different things. Okay, and basically when you put all of those things together, all right, if you're a person who doesn't believe in the Most High, okay, and by a person I'm mainly throwing that out to our people, all right, Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, if you're a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American, and you put all of those things together all in one, all right, and then not to mention the food shortages, which is going to lead to famine, inflation, and all those things. Basically when you put all of those things together, okay, and you don't believe in the Most High or some type of power, okay, supernatural power, spiritual, spirit. Okay, how do you plan on overcoming and gaining the victory over all of those things in the flesh? Okay, because it is impossible. You're not going to gain a victory over all of those things in the flesh. Okay, the only way you can you're going to be able to overcome all those things is you need a miracle. You need divine intervention. Okay, you need something of a higher power to step in and assist you, okay, to get you through all of those things. But if you're a person, okay, an Israelite, so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, that's getting ready to go into the year 2022, looking at the direction that this world is going in, all right, and you don't believe in the Most High, all right, the God of the Bible, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, all right, whose name is Yahweh, as well as his son Yahweh Shai, okay, or if you don't believe, believe in anything at all, period, okay, then, what's going to be your way out? Okay, what's going to grant you salvation? All right, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 14, verse 1. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. The fool hath said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good. All right, so yeah, so the fool says in his heart that there is no God. There's no higher power that exists. Okay, that can explain all of the things that we see in front of us, in the news and all throughout the world and whatnot, and that there's no higher power that can grant us salvation and give us the victory. All of those things. A fool says that none of those things exist. Okay, it says they are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none that doeth good. Yeah, and why are they corrupt? Because something that's subject unto corruption is something that's subject unto death. Something that's ultimately going to come to naught. All right, and that's exactly what the unbelievers of our people are going to come to. They're going to all come to naught because they all believe and hope in things that are vain, things that are empty, things that lead to no profit. Okay, and most importantly, things that lead to no solutions and no salvation. All right, it says, verse 2, the Lord looked down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there were any that did understand and seek the Most High. And when you look at the majority of people on the planet Earth, not just our people, but just people in general, people have pretty much abandoned the belief in God or the belief in a higher power. Because basically people are just on a vibe of just believing in themselves, and believing in science and technology and all these things. Okay, because basically technology is the new god of the world now. Nobody is seeking answers, okay, to to an actual God anymore, namely the God of the Bible, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, for answers and solutions on what's happening in the world. Okay, hence why the people of this world are so corrupt. Hence why mental illnesses and just people are just on edge, losing it, just snapping, any little small thing that can make them angry, it just ticks them off, just makes them snap, just like that. And because they believe, and because ultimately their expectation is of things that grant them no hope. They're corrupt. It says, verse 3, they are all gone aside. They are all together become filthy. There is none that doeth good, no, not one. Now let's look up this word filthy real quick. Okay, because that's what you see in this world right now. Just a whole lot of filth and wickedness, and abominations, detestable things, detestable customs. Okay, in this world, this world just needs new rulership and new leadership. Okay, now the word filthy in Psalms 14 and 3, it says a Strong's H444. All right, and it says Allah, and it says what? To be corrupt morally, to be tainted. So these people, walking about the planet Earth. Okay, well, especially the ones that's received the jab. Okay, and even the ones that haven't received the jab. They're atheist, agnostic. They don't believe in any higher power, especially the God of the Bible, and in some way, shape, or form, they believe in Esau, Edom, in his system. Okay, whether they acknowledge it or not, in some way, shape, or form, they're all corrupt morally and they're all tainted. Okay, and pretty soon, looking at the direction that this world is going, Okay, regardless or not, if you claim to believe in something or not, Esau Edom is setting up, his NWO system, the image of his beast system, to where, regardless of whatever you claim to believe in or whatever you claim to not believe in, pretty soon he's gonna force you to bow down and worship and believe in him. Okay, as a matter of fact, let's get that. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. Now, who is the he that is speaking of in this verse? Talking about Esau Edom. And who is the beast that is speaking of? Okay, where it says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. The beast is talking about the ancient Greco-Roman system. Okay, the ancient Greco-Roman system. And when it says the image of the beast, it's talking about how Esau Edom is modeling America as well as NATO in the EU after that same ancient Greco-Roman system, mainly the Roman system to be exact. But he's modeling this Americanized NATO beast system after the ancient Roman system. Okay, the two-party political system, the Senate, his judicial system, his laws, the teaching of Roman numerals in the school system, stadiums, coliseums, arenas, all those things, the bread and circus that they put in front of the masses of the people to keep them distracted from the things that are taking place in the world. Okay, all of those things were all done back in the ancient Roman system. Okay, and as it says here in the 15th verse, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So you see that? So the way that this devil is moving, okay, with warp speed, because he's getting ready to come down with that great wrath. And within, that great wrath, he's gonna, seek to cause the whole world, okay, to bow down and worship the image of his beast system. So pretty soon, all of you, atheists and agnostics and whatever, you unbelievers, okay, pretty soon he's getting ready to make you worship him as God, as the high power of the planet Earth. So therefore, what does that mean? That means, pretty soon you're gonna have to, all you atheists and agnostic in the world or whatnot, it's gonna come to a point to where you're gonna have to make a decision. Okay, make a decision as far as what you believe on. Okay, because going into the year 2022, with all the tribulation that's up ahead within the next year, you're gonna have to believe in something. Okay, because when this devil comes down with that great wrath, okay, and threatens your job, threatens your access to travel, threatens your access to food and water and clothes and gas and your daily essentials in life, okay, and whatever particular comforts you have in your life, once all of those things are being threatened and taken away from you, all right, by this devil, basically, what you gonna do? Well, what decision are you gonna make when that time comes? Okay, because when that time comes, you're gonna need a higher power to assist you. All right. Verse 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the charagma, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So when you're forced to receive this charagma, or else you won't be able to buy or sell without it, what exactly are you gonna do? What's gonna be your plan B? Okay, without without divine intervention, you're basically gonna be through. You're gonna be hopeless. Okay, and ultimately, destroyed. Let's see. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, and I'll start at verse 9. They that put their trust in him, all right, who's the him? That's talking about the Most High. And who are the they that's putting their trust in Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, the God of the Bible, okay, Yahweh and his begotten son Yahweh Shai. Who are they that's putting their trust, okay, in those powers? Are the elect of the nation of Israel, the 1/3, starting with the 144,000, the tabernacle of David. It says, they that put their trust in him shall understand the truth. All right, yeah, because those of us, that's putting our faith in the Lord, we're the ones that's given the understanding, all right, of the truth, okay, and given the answers as to why we see the things happening in the planet Earth, okay, in what direction this Earth is, heading towards. Okay, we've been given that understanding because we've been, made to understand that all of these things are happening because of Bible prophecy, are the same Bible that all you atheists and agnostics, refuse to believe in for whatever reason. Okay, here it is. A lot of you atheists and agnostics, okay, you so-called truthers and whatnot, you get on the internet and you get on social media and whatnot, all these different platforms, and you look at, the things that are taking place in the world, and you try to put, certain pieces together, talking about, things like the Illuminati and the top banking families and, Bill Gates and this, that, and the third. Okay, you try to piece all of those things together to try to come to a particular conclusion, but ultimately, you all don't have the answers. Okay, because, ask King David, Salaki, I believe that was Asaph. All right, Asaph in the book of Psalms, the 73rd chapter. What did he say? Okay, when he came into the how did he say it? Matter of fact, let me just get it. All right, because in this chapter, Psalm 73, Asaph was basically prophesying about the rich elite banking families. He talks about how he talks about how he was envious at the foolish when he saw the prosperity of the wicked. Okay, and who's the wicked that's currently ruling over the planet Earth right now? Esau Edom, because he's the end of the world. All right, the end of the world, the last nation of people to rule, to have top rulership over the planet Earth before the second coming of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, which we know his name to be Yahweh Shai. All right, let me see. Yep, this is real quick, Psalms chapter 73, verse 17. Matter of fact, 16. When I thought to know this, it was too painful for me until I went into the sanctuary of the Most High. And what is the sanctuary of the Most High? This truth. Until I went into the sanctuary of the Most High, then understood I therein. Okay, so it's not until you come into the truth of the Bible, all right, and you come to the understanding that that the Bible, all right, gives you the true in game, the Bible really, really and truly puts you on game as far as the agenda of these elite banking families. Okay, until once you come into the understanding of the Bible and understand Bible prophecy, then that's when you're gonna understand, the true end goal of these elite banking families, and understand what, ultimately what is the judgment that that the Most High, the God of the Bible through His Son Yahweh Shai, is going to bring on these elites. Okay, because He's basically going to put a stop to their plans. All right, that the Lord is going to set up, His NWO, His new world order, which is going to be a true world order, new heavens and a new earth, wherein righteousness is going to dwell. All right, so back in Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 9. They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him. All right, abide under the shadow of the Almighty. That's Psalms 91. For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he hath care for his elect. All right, the elect, that 1/3 of the nation of Israel, starting with 144,000, tabernacle of David. Verse 10, but the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imaginations, which have neglected the righteous and forsaken the Lord. Verse 11, for whoso despiseth wisdom and nurture, so if you despise the wisdom and nurture of the Most High God of the Bible through his Son, Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, okay, and you're an unbeliever, or an atheist or agnostic or whatever you call yourself, for whoso despiseth wisdom and nurture, he is miserable, and their hope is vain, their labor is unfruitful, and their works unprofitable. So you see that? So, when you despise Yahweh Shem Shai and, become an unbeliever, okay, you're going to end up miserable. Okay, because what does the scripture say in 2 Esdras 9? They shall be in a pitiful case that have loathed my law. So you unbelievers, y'all going to be the ones, okay, to go out in misery. All right, especially when the time of Jacob's trouble hit. Y'all going to be the main ones dying, okay, through, famine, or getting shot to death, or stabbed to death, tortured to death inside of a, concentration camp. Or, a lot of you going to end up folding and bowing down to this beast system and taking a jab. Okay, whenever a lot of you are not going to know when your next meal is going to come from. Okay, and you're going to end up, miserable. And it says, and their hope is vain. Yeah, because you're hoping that what's written in the scriptures isn't going to come to true. But, hey, I got bad news for you. It is going to come true. Because everything that you're seeing right now currently is all according to Bible prophecy. So how much more, all right, when Yahweh Shai comes back, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. It says their labors unfruitful and their works unprofitable. Yeah, because unbelief is not going to, profit you. All right, when the day of the Lord, all right, comes to pass. All right, because you're all going to be found. You're going to be found guilty. A lot of you are going to be, put to shame. A lot of you are going to be scared to death. Okay, when you see, all right, the very Messiah that you've all refused to believe in, cracking them clouds and, coming down on that gigantic chariot, which the prophet Esdras described looking like a mountain, all right, along with the holy angels, with that great celestial power, all right, coming to bring judgment on the world, especially here in Babylon the Great. A lot of you going to be shook. All right, let's see. This is 2 Esdras 16, and I'll start at 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils come? Okay, because Esdras saw end time prophecy. He saw all of the other things that will be currently taking place in the earth right now. Okay, and as well all of the things that are going to be taking place on the earth within the next year or two. Okay, all of the sorrows, the famine, the food shortages, the inflation. Okay, all the mass division throughout the planet Earth and throughout the world. The lockdowns, the C-19 pandemic, and all the variants coming with it. Okay, he saw the jab. The prophet Esdras saw all of those things, and he said, "What shall I do when these evils come?" Okay, because as a matter of fact, when you go verse above in the 17th verse, he said, "Woe is me, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days?" All right, because the scriptures tell you in 1 Peter 4 that the righteous, the righteous of the Lord, the elect of the Lord, shall scarcely be saved. Okay, so if the elect of the Lord, those whom the Lord loves in these latter days, are going to be scarcely saved. Okay, narrowly saved, not slaved, saved. Okay, barely, just slipping right through the cracks. Okay, delivered from the destruction. Okay, if they're going to be scarcely saved when these times come, okay, then what chance do you unbelievers and you atheists, have to be saved? All right, none, absolutely none at all. Because here it is, the prophet Ezra, when he saw all these things, all these revelations, being revealed to him in the spirit, he said, woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days? So if the prophet Ezra, who was a righteous man, a prophet of the Lord himself, if he's in the flesh, reacting to all these visions in the flesh, asking who's going to deliver him when those days come, then, for all you atheists and you unbelievers, who's going to deliver your ass when these times come, or what's going to deliver you when all of these things start to happen on the earth? All right, the sorrows, the famine, the wars, all of this stuff. It says, verse 19, 2 Corinthians 16 and 19, "Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment." So in other words, shit hits the fan. Because that's exactly what's going to be. All the things that are just listed in his 19th verse is basically shit hits the fan, and it says are sent as scourges for amendment. And here it is right now on the planet Earth. All these things that are just listed are already happening throughout the planet Earth and throughout the United States right now. And they're only going to intensify more and more as we go into the year 2022. All right. It says, verse 20, "But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges." So you see that? So, in the midst of all of these things already taking place on the planet Earth, it says that, the overall masses of the people are still not going to turn away from their wickedness. Still, remain unbelievers and just dwelling, going about carelessly on the planet Earth. And just, continuing their rebellion against the Lord. All right. You just, keep doing, what y'all are doing, because, in 2022, the Lord is getting ready to, unleash some serious heavy judgments on the world. And it's going to start with his people. And if the Lord is going to, bring some serious judgment upon his people, then how much more for the rest of you people, you heathen nations on the planet Earth. Okay. All right. So let's get a couple more scriptures. Let's see. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 24, verse 20. For there shall be no reward to the evil man. The candle of the wicked shall be put out. All right, now when you read this in the NLT, Proverbs 24 and 20 in the NLT, "For evil people have no future. The light of the wicked will be snuffed out." So you see that? So, evil people, unbelievers, atheists, agnostic, adulterers, murderers, scammers, all those things, sodomites. All of these types of people, have no future, in this world. Especially being that Yahweh Shem Shah is getting ready to bring, judgment upon this world. Because here it is, those of us that are, of the hopeful elect, the righteous, the scriptures tell us in the book of Hebrews, we have no continuing city. So if the righteous, okay, have no continuing city, or have no future in this current world, then how much more you wicked people of this world, all right, those of you that's basically, not of the elect, okay, including those of our people, you have no continuing city in this world either, all right. Atheism and agnosticism and just pure unbelief as a whole will not be the future of this world, okay. Because all of those things, all of those those mindsets have ultimately led onto just a flat out worldwide rebellion against the Lord, okay, through the wicked imaginations of man. So let me get one more. It's Romans chapter 3, verse 3. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? God forbid. Yea, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged. All right, so the unbelief of this people is not going to make, it's not going to make the faith of the Most High without effect. Okay, because as a matter of fact, as these people of the world, ramp up more with their unbelief, that's going to make the faith of the Most High, even more, even more effective. Okay, because it's going to raise up the value of the faith of Yahweh Shema Shai even more in these latter days, because like the scriptures tell you in Isaiah 32:1, it says a man shall be as a hiding place. Okay, and who is that man that it's talking about? The elect man of Yahweh Shema Shai, the elect man of the nation of Israel. Because here it is, the Most High, pretty much setting this world up to where, only the spiritual man is the man that's going to win in these latter days. Because the carnal man is getting ready to lose, big time. No matter how much, how many guns you have, or how much, food supply you have stored up, okay, in your little bunkers, or your, your pantries, underground pantries or whatnot. None of those things are going to grant anyone the victory in the times up ahead, okay, because this time the spiritual man is getting ready to win, because all of this, rebellion, and bucking up against the Lord, living life, all carelessly and things like that. The Lord is getting ready to, shut all of that stuff down. It's getting ready to shut down all of this pride and arrogancy and haughtiness that's in, the heart of, the masses of the people in these latter days. Okay? Because as a matter of fact, get one more. The scripture says in Isaiah 2:11, the lofty looks of man shall be humbled, the haughtiness of men shall be bowed down, and the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day. All right, so you see that? So the Lord, or the same Lord that the people of this world, don't believe in. Okay, they look at him as a, a fairy tale, all right, and things like that, made up, man-made and things like that. Okay, that same Lord is getting ready to come back, all right, with fire in his eyes, with the, chariots, the angels. Okay, and it's getting ready to bow down, or the necks of all you people, okay, and destroy you. All right, and he, he alone is going to be exalted when that day comes. All right, and he's going to receive the glory and the respect, all right, that he deserves, that your people refuse to give him. Because like the scripture says, every knee shall bow and confess, all right, that Yahweh Shai, is Lord, all right, and the Messiah. Roughly paraphrasing it. Okay, so with that, Lord willing, this video was edifying. Until next time, shalom.